How do I deal with it?
How do you constantly not worry about something?
So what do we call this?
So why are we born?
Is it an issue? I had a friend in school who was very quiet. He was very capable, but he was very, very quiet. And there was this house captain elections. So I said, "You contest." So he was very, something pulled him back, and but he still filed his nomination. And the first time in his life, he addressed the entire school, canvassing for the elections. So he addressed the entire school, and he had some confidence in them, and that gave him a wow factor that time. This experience gave him the confidence, but something still held him back to push himself to do further. So what do we call this?
Why do we have to call this anything? This is the way he is. But to give you a direct answer, this could be lack of confidence. That he doesn't have the confidence in himself. I can relate with this because this is something which happened with me. Up to a certain stage in life, I was very diffident. Yeah, that's the word, diffident. You ask me to go on stage and give a lecture, and I would be drenched in sweat. Literally, I would be sweating profusely, not knowing what to talk, how to look at the audience. I would be completely shattered in that kind of a situation. You ask me to sing on the stage, no issues. I'm a hopeless singer, I don't have a voice, but I had no fear standing on the stage and singing. But you ask me to give a speech, and I'm a totally different person. I think largely it has to do with communication skills. Okay. When I'm a diffident person, it is because I'm unable to express what is going on in my head in the form of words. So either I'm poor in language skills or vocabulary, or I'm poor in sentence formations, or there is a disconnect between my thought process and my speech flow. And that makes me a reluctant person. But despite having all the requisites to do well in life, and I got a hint from what you were saying that this guy probably had that, and yet he never pushed himself. So despite having all the requisite resources with you, you still don't venture out. You are not venturesome. Why? Because there is some lurking fear that you might fail. So fear of failure is one of the reasons why people don't venture out. Now when you say fear of failure, it means you are not sure of yourself. And why are you not sure of yourself? Because you don't respect yourself.
What is the factor that I don't respect myself? What factor instigates me to do that?
Now that has something to do with your upbringing. Now suppose you have been brought up in an environment where your adults are constantly comparing you with somebody else. वो neighbor का लड़का देख, वो कैसा स्कूल में अच्छा मार्क्स लाता है, वो तेरा कजन देख, वो कैसा क्रिकेट में अच्छा ट्रॉफीज जीत के आता है, तू कुछ भी नहीं करता है. Now if you are constantly hammering your child with this failure factor, how can the child develop himself with a superior esteem?
Does repeatedly telling yourself that yes, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, help in as you progress in life? Does that confidence building happen?
It's the same law. What happened with the child when his father was constantly comparing him with the neighbors and other relatives was he was constantly writing in his psyche that you are useless, you are useless, you are useless. And that worked. So if that worked, the opposite will also work. I am useful, I am useful, I am useful. The father said I am useless. I am saying I am useful. Like you have a glass of, say, Coca-Cola, dark brown liquid. I want to change the color of that glass to orange. I pour Fanta in it. For a long time, the dark brown chocolate of the Coca-Cola will be there in the glass. But when the Coca-Cola gets thrown out, replaced by the Fanta, eventually the glass will become orange. So, I am useless, I am useless, I am useless has been written on this fellow's board. Go on dumping, I am useful, I am useful, I am useful. So what do I do? I chant to myself. I program myself by saying I am useful.
So now to change that color from brown to orange, we keep on adding. So as an example, fine. But in the real life, how do I get that change?
Very simple. In fact, we do this in our course. There is a particular chant which we encourage every student to keep repeating to themselves, and we call it the 9 universal positives. So it goes something like this: I am whole, I am perfect, I am strong, I am powerful, I am loving, I am harmonious, I am rich, I am young, I am happy. Now, to the ordinary person listening to these chants, it may not make any sense. Yeah? But you try it with this friend of yours. Ask him to memorize these words. I'll give it to you in writing afterwards. Give him those words and ask him to chant these words every day twice, once in the morning, once at night. Meet him after 1 month. Don't interact with him for 1 month. Meet him after 1 month. Make sure that he's chanting every day. And then see the change in him. Ask him whether he feels the change. Okay. The proof of the pudding is in eating it. Yeah. So do it.
Okay. So right, I will not interact with him, but I will give him your mantra. Can you just repeat it for us?
Okay, this is for all of you, and if you can note down some of them also, it will be useful. The chant goes like this. They are called the 9 universal positives, and we say softly, deeply, to ourselves. This is not for anybody else, this is for ourselves. I am whole, I am perfect, I am strong, I am powerful, I am loving, I am harmonious, I am rich, I am young, I am happy. Happy chanting, all of you.